Speaking of F-tier movies, Nico, do you want to explain our next movie, Happiness, the 1998 film?
Alright, so... Happiness, okay? Happiness. It's a bit of an ironic name for the film, okay? Because Happiness is a story of these three sisters who are in, like, you know, the assorted cavalry of folks around them who are all in, like, their own pursuits for happiness. And as a result, the misery that ensues in their pursuit of said happiness. Like, we've got our main character. Her name's Joy. She's a gal who's down on her luck. She's not doing so well in the whole dating scene. And she figures, like, hey, the thing that's going to really make me happy is if I help people out, okay? I'm a very selfless person. Joy's a real sweetheart, okay? However, people just kind of take advantage of her and shit like that, alright? Like, she ends up hooking up with one of her students, because she's like, I just want to help out these foreigners. I'm going to help out my students. She hooks up with a Russian dude who steals her shit, and she gets beaten up by the dude's girlfriend, and that's about all for her. They also have another woman, one of the other sisters. Her husband is a pedophile, as it turns out, and he ends up having sex with one of their son's friends, and then he goes and does it again with one of their classmates.
Hold on a second, yeah. Nico. Can we just so we don't get called out in the comments, can we redact that sentence and say
he viciously rapes them?
Yeah, thank you.
And then their whole family falls apart as he has a conversation with his son, who's just been like, you know, he's been looking up to his dad for so long, constantly asking him for advice, being like, Dad, how do I come? And at the end of the movie, he asks, Dad, would you have sex with me? To which the dad replies, no, son, I masturbate thinking about you. And then we finally have our other sister. Her name, I don't remember her fucking name, but her big thing is that she wishes that she had a bad childhood. She wishes that she got raped so that she could, like, talk about it in her writings and shit like that. So eventually, one of the dudes who's in this movie, who's a big fucking weirdo, ends up calling her up, being like, hey, I want to fucking rape you, okay? And she's like, do it, dude. Come on, go for it. And then he does attempt it, but he doesn't succeed because he's a big fucking weirdo. And that's Happiness for the most part. Lots of characters who I missed out on because I can't explain every fucking character. There's so many in this movie. Guys, what do you think of Happiness?
Tanner, explain to me why you think this movie is not like the fucking, whatever. There's another movie you related Midnight Cowboy to in the way they have their general plot structure. I don't know what the fuck it's called. I can't
Napoleon
remember.
Dynamite?
Why is this movie not like one of those?
Well, having multiple characters we're following, changes it, for one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And, two, there is, like,
Yeah, explain the through-line plot for me here. Explain the plot progression.
Ooh, oh no, has he cornered me? Then, I guess it's literally just cause there's multiple characters that we're following.
Yeah, this movie, nothing really happens, necessarily. It's just kind of like we're watching shit happen, and nothing really changes that much in the end, except for, like, the pedophile being arrested.
Yeah.
And the kid busts a nut. This movie is, okay, I'm not super positive about this movie. I think it is funny, but it's also way too long. It's really, not really, it's pretty uncomfortable, which is the point. It's supposed to be, the uncomfortableness is supposed to be funny, and I think it works, but it's also still fucking uncomfortable. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a ton to say about this movie, to be completely honest. I think it's alright. I thought some of it was funny, but it's just, like, weird and it's way too fucking long.
Happiness is a film that, like, it is an incredibly, basically impossible film to recommend to anybody. I think that what you really get out of this film will vary wildly from person to person, because the concept itself is just super out there. Like, the things that these people do are pretty fucking nuts, okay? And a lot of it's really uncomfortable. I personally really, really liked this film. I enjoyed it a lot. I think it's one of my favorites that we've watched so far. Like, the fucking comedy in this film is fantastic. I think that the length was entirely deserved. Like, for me, there isn't, like, really anything that I would ever fucking cut from this movie, you know? Like, all of it, it just makes sense to be in there, man. It just makes sense.
The old guy with, like, the divorce shit. I really feel like that was the weakest of all the storylines going on. I had no attachment to these characters at all. The other ones I could, like, understand. They're kind of entertaining. But the old guy one was, like, really short, and there was, like, nothing to happen. It was just, like, they're getting divorced. They don't really want to talk about it. He fucks the chick, and then the chick dies. And that's, like, the whole storyline. And I don't really feel like it was that engaging. It was kind of pointless. I feel like you could have cut out all of that.
To a certain extent, I do agree. There are, like, some characters where, like, my connection to them is a bit weaker, but at the same time, I can still understand like why these characters are in the film, because they just kind of like represent different sort of like facets of like what people are searching for, you know, what kind of happiness they're pursuing. So like this old man, for example, he's been in a long ass relationship for so much of his life, and he just doesn't really know what the fuck he wants at this point. Okay, like he says like I'm not like in love with you anymore with his wife, but he explicitly says, I don't want a divorce though. Stop telling people I'm trying to get divorced. That's not what I want. And so he's trying to figure himself out, Jackson. He tries to like goes and has sex with this random person, but he's like, I don't fucking feel anything from this. So like, I don't know, man. Is it that, like, he's just maybe like regretting his like choice to be like, hey, I don't want to do anything with this anymore? Could he be like asexual or something? Who knows, man? Who knows what the fuck is going on with that old man?
It's 1998, so not that one.
Yeah, I don't think it was very engaging.
Potentially, who knows, man? But yeah, for the most part, I really enjoyed pretty much every character in this. You know, I just really liked this film, guys.
Do you like the guy a lot that like spunks on his wall and uses that as like glue to put up posters?
Yes, he was fantastic, dude. Are you kidding me? He was just one of the more engaging like little subplots that we had there.
I was gonna say, the one thing I'll give credit to that character is like they really like paint him out as like this just horrible human being, this complete fucking weirdo, and then they have the dichotomy of him with the even weirder, creepier person that fucking literally killed a man and chopped him up. And he just looks so out of his element with that. It's like, this person's even weirder, and then they like kind of find happiness in the fact that they're both like total fucking weirdos, psychopaths.
Yeah, exactly. They found that, like, you know, they're so fucking miserable being like just alone that they would rather like at least have like somebody else there present in their life, you know? Like, they don't even have fucking sex or anything like that in the end. They just like lay in bed together because that's at least something more than being alone.
Well, that was a different woman he was laying with.
No, it wasn't. It was
No,
the
it
fact
wasn't.
Yeah, it was. No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. Who do you think that was, Tanner?
It was some Mexican chick.
That was the fucking
What
what
the
do you
fuck
mean?
are you talking about, Tanner?
No. Hold on. No.
You're fucking crazy, Tanner. That the Mexican chick is the crazy chick.
What? No, I thought the fat chick was the one who cut someone up.
Yes.
Yes, she was a fat Mexican chick, and that was the one you laid in bed with.
Yes, it was, Tanner.
No.
Yes.
No.
Why do you think he just went and like
no.
went to like some random person? He literally walks over and knocks on the.
Yeah, I don't know. I found that weird.
Yeah, because you fucking misinterpreted it.
Oh my god.
No, I think you guys are wrong.
Oh my gosh. Like, Tanner, also, fucking when we were watching the movie, the fucking main therapist for that guy was also the fucking pedophile, and you didn't realize that either.
For the fat guy?
Yeah. His therapist is
Okay.
also the pedophile.
Okay.
I feel like you're just a little face blind here, dude. You might not...
I feel reasonably sure that was not the same woman.
You're wrong, anyways.
Regardless.
Tragic. I mean, you know, this movie did the thing comedies are supposed to do, which is be funny, and it successfully be funnied. That's all my thoughts on it.
Fair enough, dude. Fair enough. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed the fucking shit with the pedophile father and talking to his son and stuff like that. Whenever they have like a nice heart-to-heart about like these very uncomfortable subjects, as they just play like the fucking like soft piano and shit behind it, as if this is supposed to be like a really heartfelt moment for them. It's just so fucking good, dude. It's so good. And like the moment where the guy fucking sees like his first victim, you know, at the baseball field, and like instead of it being like, you know, this very ominous music as he gazes at this child, it's this very like it's like the kind of music you'd expect from like a rom-com or something, when like our main guy like first sees like the woman of his dreams or whatever. It's fucking awesome.
Right.
I know, like, we all busted a gut when like the fucking father of his first victim is like talking to this therapist. He's like, I think my son might be gay, okay? I'm really scared about it. You think I just, it's something I'm terrified of. You think you can like talk to him and like maybe like, you know, do your thing, get him to stop being so gay? And the kid runs over and he has the most fucking effeminate voice ever, and we all just fucking oh, it was so good, dude. It was so silly.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I don't know. Do any of you guys have much else to say about this film?
No.
Not really.
Bummer. All right. Well, this was an example of a film where Dylan just really didn't get it whatsoever. He gave this one an F+. He apparently did not realize it was supposed to be a comedy, which is pretty fun. Tanner, what do you think you're going to be giving this one?
I'm going to give this one an A.
An A. Jackson, what about you, dude? It sounds like you weren't quite as high on this one.
No, absolutely not. You're making me Throughout talking about this movie, you guys have definitely reminded me of a lot more funny moments than I initially remembered. I initially gave this movie a fucking C+.
Jesus.
And I'm definitely thinking it's higher than that now. I'd put it at maybe a B. Let's say a B. A B sounds nice.
Alright. Yeah, like I said, I really enjoyed this film. I'm going to give this one an S tier.
Straight S tier. There we go. This is quite the controversial movie. F+, BAS.
Yeah, this was definitely an out there one, I'd say.
Yeah, and that lands it at AB.
Fantastic,
Whoa.
dude. Fantastic. Yeah, this is one that I've, every now and then I like to check out some, like, disturbing movie, like, shit, you know, some of them videos. And this is one that came up on a few of them. And, yeah, I can definitely see why.
I'm pretty sure that's how I found Irreversible as well, except these are obviously very polar opposite movies.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, the main reason why I wanted to watch Happiness was because in one of the videos I was watching, it was by this dude, Mr. Gigi. I don't know if you guys heard about him at all. He collabs with Wendigoon every now and then. He's like one of the big reasons why Wendigoon got his start. But he was talking about like some disturbing movies he watched for that week, and he brought up fucking Happiness. And he said, okay, so Happiness is actually a rare occasion where I actually really enjoyed this film. And because I'm just not going to tell you guys anything about it, I want you to go out and watch it yourselves. And so I did it, Mr. Gigi. I did it for you, man. I liked it too. I enjoyed it as well.